What if I told you that some of America's most iconic cities, like Chicago, New Orleans, and Alaska, are quietly falling apart? Not because of war or disaster, but simply because tourists stop coming. This isn't just an economic story, it's the silent collapse of memories, music, and entire communities. Let's take a closer look at the 10 US states that are slowly being forgotten, before it's too late. American tourism is collapsing fast. And if you think it's just a small problem, think again. Many people don't feel safe visiting the US anymore. They also don't feel welcome. I was planning a trip to Los Angeles to visit a friend. But instead, we chose to go to Mexico. I think that was the right decision. Right now, the US is doing many things people don't like. America used to be a dream destination for travelers. But now people say it's unsafe, unfriendly, and too expensive. In just the first 3 months of 2025, the US lost over $29 billion in tourism. That's not just money. That's millions of jobs and lives affected. For many towns, tourism is everything. It keeps families close and cities full of life. Now, thousands of hotels are empty. Tens of thousands of workers have lost their hours. If this continues, a total collapse is possible. In this video, we'll look at the 10 US states in deep trouble because tourists have stopped coming. Don't skip the end, because the last state on the list will shock you. Let's start with Florida. Florida used to be where everyone dreamed of going. Warm sun, beautiful beaches, and busy theme parks. But now, that dream is fading away. Instead of crowds, beaches are quiet. Hotels in Miami, Orlando, and Clearwater have "for sale" signs. Theme parks are cutting hours because fewer people visit. Brenda Brown, a Canadian tourist, said, "I think our countries should get along, but now I don't feel like coming back. Small changes in government rules can hurt people's feelings. And once a tourist feels unwelcome, they won't return." The Pressman family used to love Florida. They even wanted to buy a house there. But now, they're thinking about Mexico instead. When Canadian tourists stop visiting, it hurts more than just hotels. It shakes the whole economy. Florida has around 1.2 million tourism jobs. This year, more than 17% of those jobs are gone. Hotel tax income, which supports many counties, has dropped. Unemployment claims are rising in places like Orange, Lee, and Monroe counties. It's not just job loss. Small businesses, restaurants, shops, and transport services are shutting down. Families are losing income. Young people are leaving the state to find work. Communities are getting older and more worried. Trips that once brought families together are now too expensive. Florida is no longer about sunshine and smiles. It's a place where many people feel lost and hopeless. Some apps like Neighbor Food and Volunteer Florida are helping with food and short-term jobs. But this is not enough to fix the big problems. If Florida, the heart of American tourism, can't survive, what happens next? Are we seeing a short-term problem or a big change forever? Tell us what you think in the comments. And if you're shocked by Florida's fall, wait until you hear about Las Vegas. Las Vegas, the city that never sleeps, is now slowing down. The music has stopped. The lights are fading. Popular hotels like Luxor and Excalibur have shut down their nightlife areas. Taxis sit unused in parking lots. Bars are empty. Mr. Richard Clevet, who owns an inn, said, "I might rename our booking office to the cancellation office." Nevada depends heavily on tourism. About 65% of Las Vegas's economy is from tourists. In the first half of 2025, unemployment in hotels and entertainment rose by 23%. Bookings on the Vegas Strip fell over 40%. The city lost billions of dollars in revenue. Workers like cleaners, waiters, and lighting techs are struggling to pay rent. Las Vegas is turning into a sad memory. Some groups like Nevada Grant Lab are helping unemployed artists with small funds. Others are looking for work online using Upwork or Fiverr. But for older people, that's not easy. Las Vegas was once full of dreams and lights. But now, it feels like the dream is over. Who will bring the lights back? And if you thought that was bad, next is Hawaii. Hawaii was once the top vacation spot for the world. But now, people are dreaming of leaving. Tour groups have stopped running. Hotels are empty. Travel agencies are closing down. Visitors from Japan, South Korea, and Australia have mostly stopped coming. Even Americans are staying away due to high costs and money worries. Tourism made up more than 21% of Hawaii's economy. Now, in just 6 months, that income has dropped by almost half. In Maui, rental homes are sitting empty. Owners can't pay property taxes. The cost of living is still high. But incomes have gone down. Many residents are stuck in debt. An older couple in Lahaina used to rent out their beach apartment on Airbnb. That was their main income for years. But now they have no guests and can't afford taxes. The husband said, "We might have to mortgage our home to survive." Hawaii is losing more than just money. It's losing its soul. Cultural events like luau festivals are quiet now. Bankruptcy is rising. Real estate is crashing. Families are selling homes for less just to escape debt. Many are leaving the state to find work. What's left behind? Empty houses and quiet streets. A paradise turning into a memory. Some are trying to survive using platforms like Sophie or income insurance. But most older people don't know how to use these tools. So recovery is hard. If Hawaii can fall this hard, can smaller states survive? Texas had similar problems in 2022. But they focused on medical tourism and rural retreats, and it helped. So why hasn't Hawaii done the same? Have you ever been to Hawaii? Do you think it can rise again? Or will it be forgotten? Please tell us in the comments. Your story might be the only thing keeping Hawaii in people's hearts. And if Hawaii surprised you, wait until we talk about New York. New York used to welcome over 60 million tourists every year. Now, even Times Square is empty. Big museums like the Met and MoMA have fewer and fewer visitors. Tour buses drive around almost empty. The hotel and tourism industry in New York has lost up to 38% of its income compared to last year. In central areas like Manhattan and Brooklyn, over 12,000 jobs were lost in the tourism and service industries in just the first 4 months of 2025. Even though rent prices in tourist spots dropped by almost 20%, it wasn't enough to save businesses. New York didn't just lose tourists. It lost the energy and excitement that visitors used to bring. When tours stopped, restaurants became empty. Retail stores, transport services, and street performers also started disappearing. People are losing their jobs. Small shops are shutting down. The streets that were once full of life now feel empty and quiet. Manhattan, once the heart of America's excitement, is slowing down. Some finance apps like Acorns are trying to help jobless people with emergency money plans. Chime is also offering cash back and early pay programs to support those with unstable incomes. NYC Small Business Services are trying to help tourism-related businesses. But most working-class people haven't seen much change yet. If a world-famous city like New York can't survive without tourism, what hope is there for smaller towns? Have you ever been to New York? What's your favorite memory from there? Do you still want to visit again? Tell us in the comments, because your memories help keep these streets alive. But if you think only big cities are in trouble, wait till you hear about the next state. This place was known for music and festivals. Now, the music has stopped. Welcome to Tennessee. In Nashville, music used to be everywhere. Now, all you hear is the sound of shops shutting down. The famous Broadway bars that once had live shows all day are closing one by one. In just 3 months of 2025, Tennessee lost over $400 million in events and entertainment. Hotels in downtown Nashville are seeing 35% fewer bookings. Many local artists are either applying for help or leaving the city. Famous music festivals like CMA Fest and Bonnaroo are being delayed, downsized, or cancelled. Tour buses have stopped running. Souvenir shops are empty. No one is coming to hear the music anymore. When the stages close, artists lose more than jobs. They lose a part of who they are. Now people are leaving. The music-filled streets are quiet. Without music, the community is falling apart. Some artists now use platforms like Patreon and Ko-Fi to get support from fans. Music Health Alliance is helping with health and mental support. It's a small help during a big crisis. People are asking, when the music ends, what is left of a city's soul? Have you ever been to Nashville? Is there a song that brings back memories for you? Share it in the comments so that the music lives on. Now let's talk about a state with no music stage, but red lands that used to attract millions. That's Arizona. The Grand Canyon used to welcome millions of tourists every year. Now, even the skies seem empty. RV parks in Sedona, Flagstaff, and Page are almost deserted. Towns that depended on gas stations, small restaurants, and gift shops are closing down. Tours of the canyon, native culture, and eco-trips have nearly stopped. According to the National Park Service, Grand Canyon visitors are down by 41% in 2025. Tourism used to make up 15% of the economy in counties like Coconino and Mojave. Now, local businesses are cutting 30 to 50% of their workers. Over 800 small businesses have shut down in just 6 months. Without visitors, services fail. Without services, people move away. It's a painful cycle of decline. Arizona was once a favorite for retirees because of its weather and beauty. But now, they're leaving too. Health services, shopping, and social life are disappearing. The red lands of the West now feel like a ghost town. Some people are trying new things like using HipCamp or Harvest Hosts to attract small farm tourism. Others are using apps like Rocket Money to control their spending. But if even the Grand Canyon can't bring in tourists, what can? Have you ever driven through Arizona in an RV? Have you watched the sunset at the Grand Canyon? Share your story, because soon these might be only memories. And if you think Arizona is struggling, wait till you hear about Illinois. It had the largest convention center in the USA. But now events are disappearing. Welcome to Chicago. Since the beginning of 2025, many big events at McCormick Place in Chicago were canceled or moved online. This place is the biggest convention center in the United States. Hotels around it are now struggling with empty rooms. Restaurants, shuttle services, and event companies have closed or made big cuts. It's not just about canceled events. A whole part of the city's economy has fallen with them. No conference guests means fewer people in restaurants. That means taxis sit still. Thousands of workers have lost their jobs. Many residents are leaving the city. It's hard to believe this is happening in Chicago. A city once full of energy is slowly losing its purpose. Some event companies are trying to mix online and in-person meetings. They use tools like Hopin and Zoom events. But this can't bring the same money and energy as real in-person events. Some people are using LinkedIn Learning and Wix to start their own work online. But these are still small steps compared to the whole community. Many are now asking, if people don't come to learn, connect or share, what will happen to Chicago? Have you ever been to a conference in Chicago? What kind of event was it? Do you think it can happen again? Share your memories so we don't forget a city that once welcomed the world. Now let's talk about Louisiana. This state was known for its music and festivals. But in 2025, things changed. New Orleans was famous for jazz, street food, and big crowds. But this year, both Mardi Gras and Jazz Fest were canceled or reduced. Bourbon Street is now quiet, like a museum. Street musicians have stopped playing. Shops for tourists are closing or opening fewer hours. In the first 6 months of 2025, 45% of international tourists canceled their trips to Louisiana. In Orleans Parish, about 1,800 small businesses in music and entertainment have paused or shut down. The total money lost from canceled events is more than $290 million. That doesn't even include restaurants, hotels, or transport. It's not just about tourists. It's about losing a living culture. Music has no audience now. Festivals have no one to enjoy them. Even local people feel like no one cares about their culture anymore. Some local artists are asking for help through GoFundMe and Give Butter. The National Trust for Historic Preservation is trying to support local culture too. But they need more support from the people. If a city loses its music and its hope, who will remember it? Charleston, South Carolina, has started something new with local tours and small museums. Can New Orleans do the same? Or will it continue to lose its voice? Now let's talk about South Carolina. It's a calm and beautiful state. Places like Charleston and Hilton Head used to be top choices for American travelers. People came here for peace, food, and beaches. But now, many tours are canceled. Weekend bookings are way down. In early 2025, 25% of inns and homes in Hilton Head were put up for sale. Unemployment in hotels and restaurants went up by more than 18%. Spending by tourists dropped by over $430 million. This has broken many small businesses. It's more than just money. Elderly people who used to rent vacation homes now don't have enough income. Friendly neighborhoods are quiet now. Homes that were once full of joy are now cold and empty. Some locals are using Airbnb.org to keep their homes alive, not just for money, but for connection. Main Street America is giving money to protect small towns and their culture. But it's not enough yet. Tourism used to connect generations. Grandparents shared stories. Kids listened. When tourists stop coming, do the stories also disappear? And finally, let's visit Alaska. A cold and faraway place. But no state feels the loss of tourism like this one. There are no cruise ships anymore. No international tourists. Just long, lonely winters. Alaska used to welcome cruise ships every summer. In 2025, the ports are empty. And dreams left with the ships. Towns like Juneau and Skagway are now quiet. Prices are going up because bringing things in costs more. Local people can't afford much anymore. No tourists means no flow of money or goods. Whole communities are becoming more alone. Some are trying to sell local crafts on Etsy or Shopify. But high shipping costs make it hard. The Alaska Community Foundation and Buy Alaska programs are trying to help. They want locals to support each other. But the help is still small. If no one visits a beautiful place anymore, does its beauty still matter? Have you ever dreamed of going to Alaska? Do you think it's still worth the trip? Or is it becoming a forgotten land? Please share your thoughts so that the voices of people who care can still be heard. These are 10 states now facing an empty reality. Not just losing money, but losing a part of their soul. Tourism is not just business. It gives life, memories, and community. Now airports are quiet. Hotels are empty. Communities that depended on tourism are breaking apart. No need for a disaster. Just the absence of people is enough to end a city's purpose. For some, travel is just a vacation. But for many Americans, it's a job, a home, a way of life. When tourism falls, we lose more than money. We may lose something deeply human. Is your state changing too? Are the streets, stores, and festivals still alive? Or are they fading away? Tell us your story. So that no one feels alone in caring about what's happening. If you think this story matters, share this video. Not to create fear, but to help people see what we are losing and what we can still save. This video is made to share facts and real stories. It does not blame anyone. All data is from public sources and real experiences. It is meant to raise awareness. Thank you for watching till the end. Your attention helps keep these stories alive. See you next time, on another journey across America, where we look not just at places, but at the people who give them meaning.